Brendan Barry McCullum, born September 27, 1981, is a New Zealand cricket coach, commentator and former cricketer, who played all formats, and also a former captain in all forms. On September 21, 2012 at the 2012 ICC World T20 Tournament in Sri Lanka, McCullum scored 123 runs against Bangladesh at Palakkal, setting a new record for the highest T20 international innings, and becoming the first player to score 2 T20 international centuries. This record was broken by Aaron Finch against England, when he scored 156. However, McCullum is one of the 2 players to have scored 2 T20 international centuries along with West Indian Chris Gayle. Kevin Joseph O'Brien, born March 4, 1984, is an Irish cricketer. In September 2019, he was named in Ireland's squad for the 2019 ICC T20 World Cup qualifier tournament in the UAE. Ahead of the tournament, the International Cricket Council named him as the key player in Ireland's squad. Later the same month, during the 2019-20 Oman Pentangular Series, O'Brien became the first batsman for Ireland to score a century in a T20I match, when he made 124 on 62 balls against Hong Kong. Shane Robert Watson, born June 17, 1981, is an Australian international cricketer who has played for Australia's national cricket team and currently plays for Chennai Super Kings in the Indian Premier League and Quetta Gladiators in the Pakistan Super League. On January 31, 2016, Watson was named T20I captain and became one of the few Australians to captain in all formats. He opened the innings after a long gap and scored 124 not out against India, which made several records. Shahryar Bhatt, born January 14, 1982, in Gujranwala, Pakistan, who plays for the Belgian in limited over internationals. He made his 2020 international debut on May 11, 2019 against Germany at Waterloo. On 29 August 2020, Bhatt scored a brilliant century 125 not out against Czech Republic at Walford. Evan Earl Lewis, born December 27, 1991, is a Trinidadian cricketer who plays for the West Indies in limited over internationals. Lewis is the 3rd batsman to score 2 2020 international centuries. In his very second T20I, Lewis scored a blistering century 125 not out against India in the first match of the series in the USA. He scored the century off 48 balls, which was the 2nd fastest by a West Indian after Gayle and 6th fastest overall. During his innings, he hit 5 sixes off 5 balls and an over bowled by Stuart Binney. Henry George Munsey, born February 21, 1993, is a Scottish cricketer. He made his 2020 international T20I debut against Ireland on June 18, 2015. In the second match of the Ireland Tri-Series, against the Netherlands, Munsey scored 127 not out. It was his first century in T20Is, and the 2nd fastest century in T20I cricket, coming from 41 balls. Glenn James Maxwell, born October 14, 1988, is an Australian international cricketer. He began his professional cricketing career playing for Victoria in the 2020 Big Bash in 2010. He is known for his dramatic shot-making and improvisation in the short form of the game. He also scored an unbeaten 145 from 65 balls against Sri Lanka in 2016, the 4th highest score in 2020 internationals. Aaron James Finch, born November 17, 1986, is an Australian international cricketer who captains the Australian cricket team in limited overs cricket. Finch made his international debut for Australia in a T20I against England in January 2011. 2 years later he made his one-day international debut against Sri Lanka. In August 2013, Finch set a new record for the highest individual score in a 2020 international, scoring 156 runs from 63 balls against England at the Rose Bowl, Southampton. Finch's innings included 14 sixes and 11 fours. He was the first player to score 150 runs in a T20I innings. Hazrat Al Azazai, born March 23, 1998, is an Afghan cricketer. He made his T20 International debut against the UAE on December 16, 2016. In August 2018, against Ireland, he scored the fastest T20I 50 by an Afghan cricketer, in 22 balls. In February 2019, in the second T20I match against Ireland, he scored 162 not out, his first century in a T20I match. It was the highest score for an Afghan batsman in a T20I match, and the second highest score overall, behind Aaron Finch's 172. His innings included a record 16 sixes. Aaron James Finch, born November 17, 1986, is an Australian international cricketer who captains the Australian cricket team in limited overs cricket. Finch made his international debut for Australia in a T20I against England in January 2011. 2 years later he made his one-day international debut against Sri Lanka. In August 2013, Finch set a new record for the highest individual score in a T20 International, scoring 156 runs from 63 balls against England at the Rose Bowl, Southampton. Finch's innings included 14 sixes and 11 fours. He was the first player to score 150 runs in a T20 innings.